In the past, finding an article in the National Library's vast collection of newspapers could take weeks of searching through old volumes or scrolling through microfilm. Now it can take just seconds using the library's online search service, Trove. That service would not be possible without the assistance of a few insomniacs. Kate Evans reports.
Who wants yesterday's papers?
We have digitised 5 million newspaper pages, which is actually 56 million articles, and they're available full text to search in Trove.
More than 200 Australian newspaper titles issued between 1803 and 1954 can now be searched online. But the digitising process isn't perfect.
The old Australian newspapers are of particular poor quality because they didn't have good printing presses. They sent out-of-service printing presses from England to the convict colonies, and then they didn't have enough or the right sort of paper, so they made the print very small. So this is why the quality of some of the text is really poor.
To make the papers more searchable, the library's come up with an innovative solution.
Even with the greatest technology, the conversion isn't fully accurate. So after we'd converted them, there were many typos and errors in them, and it would be a mammoth job to make that correct. So we came up with the idea that we could ask the public to help us manually to improve that.
On the screen, an image of the newspaper can be seen alongside a digital searchable version of the text. And like Wikipedia, that text can be edited by anyone.
It was a big thing because we didn't know whether people would be interested or be bothered to do it, and there was also a fear that people might deliberately vandalise the text if it was all laid open to the public. But we had great trust in the public, and we thought they would understand what we were trying to do and that they may indeed want to help.
And help they have.
Almost immediately from the start, which was 3 years ago, people just went in and started to correct text. So currently we've got over 40,000 people all around Australia who are online using Trove, doing this activity, and together as a group they've corrected over 47 million lines of text in 150 years worth of old newspapers. And it goes on day and night. There is no point in a 24-hour period when people are not correcting text. We certainly have a lot of people who are night owls, who have full-time jobs in the day, who, as I said, find this very addictive, and maybe they can't sleep or maybe they're just really committed. But yeah, in 1 a.m, 3 a.m, the activity is ongoing. You can see that all these articles are corrected by the same person. This is Julie Hempenstall, one of our most prolific text correctors, and she only corrects articles to do with murders in Bendigo, and there are actually a lot.
Canberra corrector Judith Robertson is nowhere near the top of the ranking table. She fits text correcting in around her other hobbies, but she agrees it's addictive.
Oh, definitely, yes. I could really just sit there and do that, leave the housework go and leave everything go.
She works on the site a few hours a week, usually late at night.
Seeing that we're allowed to do anything we like, I decided I'd look at the newspaper on my birth date and see what Mum might have been reading around that time, and that's the Brisbane Courier Mail. And of course there's a lot of war stories in at that time, so it's been interesting to read that as well as do the corrections. I was a former teacher. I don't know if that's part of it, but I just like to correct the English and the punctuation, all that sort of thing. And it's nice to think that the work that the library has done is now correct for anyone who might want to do some history research or something like that. I do feel it's a privilege because the National Library of Australia is an important institution, I think, and to think that any Australian can help with their collection, it's a wonderful feeling. Mm.
Maybe that's going on in the back of your mind while you're doing it.
Maybe it is, yes. Yeah, not just the authoritarian teacher correcting the words.
The world's top libraries are now coming to the Trove team for advice on setting up similar systems.
They all just think it's an incredible, amazing thing. And when budgets are tight and current difficult times, there is no way we could have done any of this work ourselves. So the choice is the public could help us, or it simply wouldn't get done.
A low budget